Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. Let me know what I can do to help you make your life better. Get started, buy my book Cracked Female Code, on sale now for $29, normally $60. Okay, so I'm going to bring up a subject I brought up a little while ago. It's a subject of, like the new thing that we're being told by dating coaches is, yeah, don't be a simp, which I agree with, but there is a problem. They're not giving you any answers. They're just saying, oh, well, she's not texting you back. Well, then just cut her off and just move on. Don't wait around, which is very, very true. But there is a major problem behind it. You're left with nothing, and that is not the goal. There's this guy that has these videos on a girl does him wrong or doesn't do something right, or which is awesome. But what is the end? Where does the video end up? Him just walking away, being alone. So is that your goal? That's what these videos are leading you into, because they don't actually have the answer. If the answer is, oh, always walking away and being alone, there is no answer. What I'm saying is you need to come from a position of power. So what do I mean by that? I know, I used to hate it when people would say that, like in sales trainings or marketing. I thought, oh, geez, another power tripper. And that's what it really felt like. Well, here's what I mean. I mean learning something that you can physically do that will draw women to you like a magnet. I know it sounds arrogant, it sounds egotistical, but here's the thing. When you take the course is all about you letting go of your ego and learning how to open up to more of who you are. Think of it as brain power or computer power. Okay, let's use a computer. Let's say you're using your video card but not your audio card. You're only using half your memory and then half of your RAM power or whatever, okay? You're limited. You're not using the full power of your computer. That's what I do. I teach you a series of techniques that opens you up to turning on all your systems at the same time. Most men are functioning in the left brain and they're stuck. Guess what? That turns a woman off. It's disconnected from the majority of your nervous system: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, which means your feelings, your physical touch, and then gustatory and olfactory, which means smell and taste. What we do is we reconnect you to not only your five senses, but your entire nervous system. Now here's the deal. Her mating system is designed and wired to see when you're in this part of your system. When you're not, it gets turned off. When you are in it, it literally triggers her mating system and she gets turned on sexually to you. So if you're struggling and complaining about women, how it's not fair and this isn't fair, women only want money, you're literally saying, I don't have a fucking clue how to meet all the women of my dreams. Once you take my course and then develop it over the next 30 to 60 days, all of a sudden, you're going to get dates, you're going to get numbers, and meeting women becomes easy. In this course, you get actual results. What I'm going to do is let you listen to a former client of mine. This is a testimonial we did at a hotel. He flew out from London. His name is Adam, and I'm going to let Adam speak for himself. White from England, London.
London.
All right, so far, we're about 2/3 through the course. What do you think about it?
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Remember we were talking about last night?
Yeah.
What did you think about the course?
Last
overall?
night?
Yeah, just look at me, forget about the camera.
Well, I went through some really deep hypnotic states.
Right.
I realized how to internalize.
Right.
So I felt really good.
So what did you say about my course overall?
I said it was awesome.
I think, yes, you did. You also said it was, didn't you say it was genius or I was genius?
Yeah, you are genius because of learning about neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis.
What about the stuff that I created, the male to female communication stuff?
Yeah, that's getting me to understand about a new language.
Right. So you've let me know overall you've actually taken quite a lot of other courses over the years and read a lot of books.
Yeah.
how does my course compare to those? And he's taken some of the top in the world, some of the top people. In comparison to those, go from there.
I mean, it's given me it's like the matrix of pussy. Because, you're understanding how to communicate on a much, much deeper level.
Would you say the other courses did that for you?
Not at this level, no.
Not even close.
Because you've just got lines and stuff, while this is actually a way of formulating language.
Right. Would you say that go ahead, I'm sorry.
And internal states, where if I switch a state on and...
I know what I wanted to talk about. Go ahead, finish that thought.
And I put language together,
right,
then it makes me a seductive machine.
Yeah, it makes it a lot faster and easier. Yeah. So I want to talk about when in the beginning of the course, you literally thought I was crazy, huh?
I thought you were mad.
Because what I was teaching was so foreign and so odd and strange. Like, there's no way. You're just like, this is weird, huh?
Yep. I thought you were going to make me go mental.
Yeah, you literally...
thought you were mental, dude.
Yeah, because of what I was saying was like, what the hell is this guy saying? Because it sounded weird, huh?
And the tones, the different tones, and the way that you were pushing. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now that we got more of the pieces put together, what did you say after that? You said, it's brilliant.
This stuff is genius.
That's what you said. This stuff is genius. All right, so say that again. Once we put the pieces together, because in the beginning, it didn't make any sense at all, did it?
No, not at all.
And how many times did I almost yell, have some faith? I yelled. I did. I'm a pretty tough coach, huh?
Yeah, you're tough.
And I was like, have some faith, God damn it.
You did.
We're putting now. By the time last night, you literally said, this is what?
This is genius.
Yes. So now is it like you're seeing the light, like the light bulb went on?
I'm just seeing things completely differently in terms of language.
Say a little bit louder.
In terms of language, the way that I feel internally, the way I approach, because a lot of it's about the internal state, the way you feel inside,
right,
to communicate on the outside,
right,
which I think is revolutionary.
Yeah. So
in the next clip, I hypnotized Adam because I was trying to get him to loosen up. So we do a lot of laugh anchors, a lot of laugh hypnosis and stuff. So I anchored him to the pen, I anchored him to the wood on the table, and I think that was the only two things in this, but there might have been a word I anchored him to, but I'm going to show that just so you can see it. I have another clip where, Adam flew out from London because he was terrified of approaching women. I've got another video where after we did all this work, he instantly, because of an anchor I set, approached a woman, talked to her, and the funny thing was it was so comfortable, so natural, and he got her number and they went on a date later on that night. So I'll find that clip, I have it somewhere in here, and I'll upload that in a couple days or a week or so. So go and enjoy the laughter hypnosis that I did with him. So if you're wondering why he's about to laugh, if you're wondering why he's laughing at the clicking of the pen or looking down at the wood, you're like, well, why would that make him laugh? That doesn't make any sense. Because I hypnotized him, and that's the point. The skills that I bring to this course are unparalleled to anything anyone else is doing. If you're just learning lines and openers and tips and here's what you're supposed to do, you're not learning. I condition your system to shift over to where you want to be.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say? Oh, yeah. By the way, I wanted to ask you something. Do you like this wood?
I do. It's good wood, man.
Take a look at the wood. but you're not hypnotized, are you?
You may have triggered a few states.
Well, let's look at the wood. Is there anything special about the wood? I have a pen, and watch what happens when I click it.
Oh, dear.
And I want to make sure that you don't look at the wood. I don't want you to imagine the first time you looked at the wood and started laughing now. No, I do not hypnotize people. I put them in. So let me ask you a question. Would you say you've been happier than you've been in a long time?
I felt some pretty high states, man. I'm crying, dude.
Okay, here's the last thing I really want to say. Is one thing you have to understand, when you listen to people telling you lines and openers and tips and tricks and stuff, they're not conditioning your nervous system. What I do is I bring neurolinguistic programming, Ericksonian hypnosis, timeline therapy, and a few other therapeutic techniques and technologies into the field, and we are conditioning your nervous system to shift over to want to talk to women, to feel comfortable talking to women, and to shift your nervous system to where it draws women to come to you. Most guys that come to me have emotional issues. I don't mean like psychiatric, but they're just nervous, they're scared, they've got anxiety, or they've got some kind of psychological issue. Now, if you go to one of these coaches that, well, here's the opener, here's the lines, here's the rules, don't do this, don't do that, it's not going to help you with your issues. One of the biggest parts of the course, it's a big pillar of this course, is finding out where's your stuck states. And not only finding them, but healing them, fixing them, not going around them, not acting like they don't exist, but to actually deal with them. The final part is this. When you learn these right brain techniques, you're going to realize women will relax around you and women will want to engage in conversation with you. When your nervous system begins to experience this, all the anxiety goes away. Because you begin to realize, like, wait a minute, women actually like this form of romance. They like this form of communication. Then, over a period of time, you go, wait a minute, I was doing it the male way, the logical, linear way that Mike keeps talking about. That stuff actually irritates women. Guys, I'm telling you, the lines, the openers, the logic, all that stuff, that literally irritates the crap out of women. And that's why you have anxiety when you try to approach women. So if you're like having to fight yourself and, okay, I got to approach her. I'm a tough guy. I'm strong. I'm going to approach her. I'm confident. You're fighting yourself. There's this internal battle going on. Your body's saying no. But your mind's like, but I want that. You have to do it this way, not the old way. I promise you, just like Adam said, you're going to have a brand new way of looking at women, and you're going to appreciate learning this. Go to my website, crackedfemalecode.com, and buy my book, Cracked Female Code. It is down from $60. It's only $29 right now for this month of April only. Click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.